Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. Today, it's Thursday, July 3rd, 2025. Why am I confused? Because the Diddy trial, after more than 8 weeks, ended yesterday in 3 not guilty and 2 guilty verdicts. Now, I should say from the beginning, we've already put out the Week 8 book. It's on Google Play, and you can find it. It has the various jury notes, and it also ends with the now through-ball story, rap beefs at the SDNY involving Drake and Universal Music Group for the song by Kendrick Lamar. But mostly it's Diddy. And yesterday, after the verdicts, we went outside and the lawyers did a victory lap. They say it's a huge victory, and in a sense it is. The SDNY has a well over 95% batting average, and that's not just in cases overall, that's on the particular counts. Now in this case, you could say they had a batting average of 400. Ted Williams like 2 out of 5, but the 2 that they are definitely the least serious, least jail time counts. And I asked Alexandra Shapiro, as she stood at the mic, whether they intend to appeal the Mann Act convictions. She smiled but didn't answer. Didn't answer anyone's question, so I'm not offended. Now let me turn so there's that. There's much more to be said. We also wrote about 2 civil cases against Combs. And people could interpret this as being a reaction. One of them was to the verdict. Judge Clark has a case by somebody named Anna Kane that she had stayed during the pendency of the criminal case, and she, to her credit, took action moments after the verdict to reinstate the case, to get it rolling again, and ask for a proposed case management plan of when the briefing and various motions are due. That's Anna Kane versus Sean Combs. Now there's another case by a man, Joseph Rose. He sued and it was assigned to Judge Furman. Furman gave him a deadline to justify subject matter jurisdiction, whether they have complete diversity. And he didn't meet the deadline, which was July 1st, and so Judge Furman dismissed the case without prejudice. It could be revived. We're going to continue to follow all of those cases. Now we can move beyond Combs, at least for now. Of course, overnight, the House of Representatives, there was a flipping of votes, and it looks like this quote, unquote, big beautiful bill will be passed, except that there's a magic minute, and Hakeem Jeffries has been speaking as of this broadcast for 7 hours, 8 hours. So you could tune that if you really had time on your hands. You could go to house.gov. I do. I'm also going to do a podcast called The Press Box, I think, in just a few minutes. So I'll provide a link to that later. But I digress. It's noon, and so we sent the United Nations a number of questions, including a scoop we have from staff at the UN mission in South Sudan, UNMISS, where the UN's special representative of the Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, a man named Hassan, who I know personally, having engaged with him he's a serious character. He's a South African native. But he doesn't want to be in South Sudan, apparently, or he's on medical leave. He hasn't been there in 4 months. The staff are saying, what the heck? And meanwhile, sexual favors are being given out for jobs. Jobs are being given out for sexual favors. This is a constant in Antonio Guterres' UN. So we put in a very detailed question, and I feel bad because I know Hassan. But if the spokesman doesn't answer, all bets are off. The UN is corrupt. That's all I can tell you. And it will only improve if they have to answer questions publicly. And if they're allowed to throw out the press that asks the questions, then they're never going to improve. And they should decamp then. What else can we say? Do we have anything else? I think we do. Hakeem Jeffries. Oh, the IMF. We actually put in questions today and got an answer. I'll make the contrast. The UN doesn't allow Inner City Press in and won't answer written questions, including about its own staffers like Nicholas Hassan. However, the IMF today took Inner City Press's question on Kenya and answered it. You can find that. I wrote the story. So the question is, what's the difference? The only difference is that the UN can't handle questions about its own corruption and is not covered by the First Amendment, and so does whatever it wants. And it's unacceptable. This is what Hakeem Jeffries and his defense of American citizens and tax dollars, UN must be held accountable. Okay, we're going in. Happy 4th of July.